What's driving this optimism?
In Europe or
Yeah.
globally? Look, in Europe, I think it's fragile optimism, but it's been a weakening currency that's been good for exports. It's been subdued oil prices, and it's been that general sort of restructuring-led sentiment that we're out of the worst of the 2011-13 period, where I think Europe was really in the doldrums.
Do you mean we've been in such a bad position in previous years that actually relative to that, they are the most confident globally?
Certainly, I think some of it's relative. When you look at some of the strongest bounds in sentiment over the last 2 or 3 quarters, I mean, Spain sort of reached astonishing levels within the survey, is now subsiding slightly. Greece is strong and rising fast. So I think countries like that, you're seeing a little bit of a rebound factor. Others, it's very fundamentally driven as well. It is stronger exports, it's hiring going up, it's investment going up.
So one of the key risks that we hear about when we talk about Europe is the possibility of Brexit and the EU referendum vote. And again, what stands out to me is you're saying actually UK business leaders and CEOs are actually the most confident of all. So what are they actually saying to you about the risks associated with Brexit?
Look, I mean, it's something I pondered a lot myself reading that survey, and actually I think you've probably got 2 or 3 things going on. One is a lot of sort of small, mid-sized business leaders here, relatively skewed away from financial services, who are perhaps more neutral on Brexit than many others. Similarly, you've got a sort of non-normal distribution. You've got some very strong participants, you've got some quite weak participants in terms of sentiment, and actually that's probably reflecting the polarity of those who say it's good or neutral for their business and those who are still quite worried about it.
Is it false confidence that we're seeing coming through in the report? Because already we've had 2 corporates this morning reporting and adjusting down their forecasts for the rest of this year. So I wonder whether you're going to be back around the set in a couple months' time saying, well, actually confidence has dropped from some of the European corporates.
No, look, I don't think it's false confidence, but as I say, I think the distribution, the shape of the data we've got is really interesting because it's not normalized data. We reach that kind of average European score with some relatively low and falling countries, including very important ones. So Germany, France in this survey, actually weaker than they were a quarter ago. Meanwhile, UK, compensatingly strong and positive. But I think much the same way that a lot of businesses, a lot of countries feel the outlook is positive but fragile, you're seeing that reflected in these twin peaks, right?
Is that because the view on one of the key catalysts in your report, interest rates, it's a really split reaction. For some people in the community, the extra stimulus is welcome. It's smoother for the economy. For others, it's a huge hit to try and bear the cost of negative interest rates in Europe.
Absolutely. I think that's certainly a part of it. And when you look at the underlying drivers of this report, what are they? They're CEOs talking about, where was I 12 months ago? Where do I expect to be in 12 months? Am I seeing an increase in turnover? Am I hiring more people? Am I making more fixed investment? And yeah, as you say, that will split people in terms of impact of that factor.